Hi everyone, this is CherryEnchantress, and this is your daily dust for Wednesday, January 24th, if you're watching in real time, but it can also be for whenever you stumble upon it. It's also a timeless reading. So this time we're going to use the Gilded Reverie, which is a nice companion to the Kipper I used the day before, both by Ciro Marchetti, who's an amazing artist, and it's just one of those must-have decks, I believe. It's this nice flip case too, which is, I love cases that close like that. That's nice. And let's give it a good shuffle and get a 3-card collective message. If I'm being a little shy with my hands, it's because I haven't had my manicure yet. I'll get that done soon. Okay, so let's see now. We have, ooh, the moon, very nice. Moon often makes me think of astrology and cycles, and it could have to do something with a certain phase of moon that's really important to you, that really affects you maybe more than any other moon. Collectively, new moons and full moons are very strong for the collective, but personally, a particular moon, like a crescent moon, might be significant to you. We have the lilies, very nice. Wisdom and gurus and age. And we have the scythe pointing at pretty much nothing. So it's a very soft scythe. And when it's like this, it makes me think of timing, like to every season there's a turn. Let's get a little bit closer. Moon is also about love and romance, and the lilies can be about sex and passion, so that's a nice combination. It's also about intuition and your psychic abilities, imagination and creativity. And there's kind of this influence from water and admiration from people, and also it brings about fame and honor as well, besides love and romance. So it's kind of like, it's one of the best cards I feel in the Lenormand. It just packs the whole gamut of love and romance and recognition and promotion and career. It also so it's, you see a crescent moon in this particular card, and in the moon's horns, she's holding the cycles of her nature from the new moon to the full moon. And then you see below that a clockwork ori indicating that her nature is affected by the mechanics of the universe, similar to the way the moon affects the tides. And the tides affect all creatures that have to live in the sea. And we are like 80% water, so the moon affects us as well. So moon cycles are real strong for us humans on Earth. It's not quite the same as the sun because it reflects the sun. She has a watery nature and kind of wants to be the star, to have recognition, but it's kind of sort of that soft recognition, the one that kind of like support roles, or the assistant, the vice president, you know, they're star within themselves, but not the same as the big star, right? And it could represent something having to do with like the silver screen, like actors and actresses and the sirens of the acting world. And the way people act too, like there's methods to acting, right? And I've always mentioned that there's methods to the way you manifest, similar to acting. You can recall a feeling. In fact, more recently, I'm going to do a bigger reading about this, but I stumbled upon a very interesting psychology. And one of the things that was suggested as a practice that you can do however often you want to do it, but it suggests to remember 7 happy memories. Try 3 for beginners. Like, just think of 3 things that made you happy, and it doesn't have to be recent. It can be over time, and you do this every day. But 3 things that just really made you feel joyful, and sometimes those things may have happened very recently, and they could have even happened within a stressful day. And that's what I noticed about my joyful times. It's like, wow, like when I was feeling sad, somebody gave me a hug, you know, somebody squeezed me so tight and made me feel so safe and loved, you know, something like that. So that's something that you can focus on this day too, to help visualize things that you want in your life. Remember the times that you had really wonderful moments. And then if you're having a very wonderful moment, then relish in the wonderful moment. The lilies represents that calm. So if you get in a beautiful, calm, peaceful, serene place, you can achieve that even better. The lilies has sort of a spiritual energy about it too. It's about gurus and wisdom and experience and ancestry too. But it's like coming across a person who has a maturity and wisdom, or this could represent your maturity and wisdom in a moment. This is about your own personal contentment and satisfaction. And by the way, the lily is a pagan symbol of sexuality and passion, but it's also alternately a symbol of purity. So it's kind of be like you have one extreme or the other here. It also can represent motherhood too. So it's this energy that you embody, whether you're a mother or not. If you're a masculine, you could be sort of a guru type that helps other people, especially the feminine. So you can see there's like this stained glass background that's really pretty, and it reflects sort of multiple interpretations. It can literally represent flowers being given to you, or something that you're growing around your home or something. And it just shows multiple sides to this card, because this is one of the, I mean, I don't say it's a hard card, but a lot of people have asked me, I don't get the lilies at all. Like, what does it mean? Because it also represents winter. To me, it just represents maturity, like over time, like age and growth and wisdom. And sometimes when it's about a person, it's a guru. And sometimes it can be an older lover even, because lilies can represent sex and purity. But it could also be decisions whether to abstain or to have sex. So lots of things going on. So it's just kind of... it's one of those cards that really do enhance with the cards around it. So when it's the lilies and the moon, I would say definitely sort of the romance is heightened here a bit, or something having to do with the cycle. Now, if you're on your cycle, then maybe you abstain. But if there's a certain cycle, maybe you're trying to conceive and there's a certain fertility here, and now everything is lining up perfectly, because the scythe to me represents time. To every season under the heavens, there's a time to do something. Like there's the perfect time to do this and that and the other thing. There's a time to every purpose under the sun. So it is sharp for sure. So it can sometimes represent knives and cuts and things like that, little minor injuries and things like that. But generally, when the harsher part of the scythe comes out, you'll have a card next to it that it's pointing to, and there's no card next to it pointing to. It's just the curved, the soft side. So I feel like also this can represent, in a very mundane reading, it can represent cutting the grass or trimming some bushes, trimming trees, trimming your fingernails even, or your hair, things like that. Also, by the way, if you want your hair to grow, then trim your hair at the apex of a new moon. So that's where the moon can come in. If you want your hair not to grow so fast, then cut your hair at a full moon. So those are kind of like some tricks, I would say, hacks that you can follow according to moon. And the moon has the power to over your body that way, and that way you can use that moon energy along with the scythe card, along with when's a good time to cut things. Because if you buy the Farmer's Almanac, I need to get a new Farmer's Almanac for this year. But when you get the Farmer's Almanac, there in the almanac, it will tell you the best time for your garden, you know, the best time to fertilize, the best time to trim things, the best time to do anything. And they follow the moon cycles in the Farmer's Almanac. And in fact, it was the Farmer's Almanac was the first time that I learned about the moon and how it works with our bodies. So it's a long traditional use of the moon for agriculturists and farmers out there. So yeah, also it's just generally like a clearing the way of things, and something swift could be, you know, swift and clear. It will be like accurate. It won't take many times to do this. It'll be one swift, clear move, and it is kind of an action card as well. So it's a day that you take action. It's a day that there'll be some kind of, maybe something cut, maybe hair, nails, grass, trees, maybe a surgery of some sort, and the timing is really good for all of that. It's blessed. It's you know, it's the right time. So there are times where it's not safe to have surgeries and things like that, where the moon is void. So be aware of those times too. When, and you know, into the future, look at your chart, look at the Farmer's Almanac, even look at where the moon is, and be sure that we have good astrological placements when you embark on like serious serious task, you know, like cutting the lawn, not so much, but even cutting the lawn, you could end up hurting yourself under a difficult astrological configuration. Fortunately, all the planets are going direct in February. Right now, the planets are looking pretty good still, and mostly in Capricorn, so still this hard work energy that you have to push through. But other than that, it looks like everything is really good. If you're feeling kind of in doubt, I feel like there's going to be some kind of wisdom that comes through to help you, either your own higher self or somebody guiding you and helping you along. So it feels like a real positive energy, and I hope you like that. Faith, trust, and pixie dust.